Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another broadcast of Emo Nightly News, every moment online. Let's take a look at tonight's news headlines. DAIC AGM highlights opportunities linked to Dominica's International Airport. Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company celebrates 55 years with Rhythms of Our Roots production. Donaldson Frederick becomes first Kainago and Dominican to compete prestigious leadership program in Singapore. OECS, World Bank and EU advance regional port modernization efforts. Cardi continues white potato trials in Grenada. CIA director visits Cuba amid deepening energy crisis. And Dominica Cricket Association launches NCCU Premier League 2026. Details of these stories and more coming up next. Stay with us.
Tico, that's $800. Cash or card?
When cash is low, Tico is still ready.
Always card, Chalo.
Would you like a copy of the receipt?
No, Chalo. NBD already sent me the alert and I'll see it on Mo Banking later. That is it. From card to farm.
Power your business with the NBD Small Business Credit Card. Your partner, your bank.
Welcome back. I'm Rick Francis, and this is the news broadcast for the 15th of May, 2026. Let's take a look at local news this evening. A total of 20 new tour guides received certification on Monday, May 11, following the successful completion of the OECS-funded tour guide training program hosted in collaboration with the Dominica State College and the Discover Dominica Authority. The program aimed to strengthen the skills and professionalism of tour guides as part of ongoing efforts to enhance Dominica's tourism industry. Congratulations were extended to all participants as they take the next step in contributing to the growth and development of the tourism sector. The Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, DAIC, held its 2026 annual general meeting on Thursday at the Prevo Cinemal Ballroom under the theme, Beyond the Runway, Unlocking Private Sector Growth through Dominica's International Airport. Mr. Olive Strachan first delivered a brief overview during the session, while Brenton Hilaire also shared brief remarks with attendees.
On behalf of DIC, board and leadership, I welcome you. It gives me great pleasure to warmly welcome all members, partners, stakeholders, and special guests to our annual general meeting. Thank you for taking the time to be here today and for your continued commitment and contribution to the work and development of DIC. Your presence reflects the strength of our collective purpose and the importance of collaboration in achieving our goals. Today's AGM provides us with an important opportunity to reflect on the past year, review our progress, celebrate achievements, discuss challenges, and most importantly, look ahead to the future with renewed vision and determination. We are proud of what has been accomplished through teamwork, dedication, and resilience, and remain committed to strengthening our organisation and creating meaningful impact for our members and the wider community. I encourage everyone to participate fully in the discussions, share your insights, contribute constructively as we continue building a stronger and successful DIC together. Thank you once again for being here, and I now officially declare the annual general meeting open. Welcome to everyone, and may we have a productive and fantastic meeting. Thank you, guys.
Beyond the Runway, Unlocking Private Sector Growth for Dominica's International Airport. And this theme was chosen very deliberately. The International Airport is the most significant national development project in Dominica's modern history. But as a chamber, our responsibility is not only to recognize the importance of the project, it is also the responsibility of us to ask as a practical private sector question, representative, what does this mean for business? It is nice to talk about the airport, but at the end of the day, how does it translate into opportunities? This is not the first time DIC has brought the airport into the center of our AGM conversation. At our 2022 AGM, the open session was also framed around leveraging opportunities for Dominica's socio-economic prosperity through the international airport and other advancement initiatives. So today's discussion is a part of a continuing journey for the Chamber, from awareness to engagement to preparation and ultimately to private sector participation.
The highlight of the event was a keynote presentation by Samuel Johnson, Chief Executive Officer of the International Airport Development Company, who delivered an in-depth presentation on the opportunities expected to arise from the development of Dominica's International Airport. Mr. Johnson highlighted the potential benefits for sectors including tourism, logistics, construction, agriculture, hospitality, retail, transport, and MSME development, while encouraging businesses to position themselves to benefit from the anticipated economic growth linked to the project.
So how do we become more competitive relative to, and there are other countries around the world that also have similar economic citizenship type opportunities. So by making the destination more attractive, it feeds a lot of these additional opportunities, right? And then there's a broader socio-economic benefits in terms of the destination ability to host large events. World Cup and World Cup cricket is one of the things that comes to the region. We have the stadium lights now, right? So the capacity to move large amounts of people is increased significantly. Education, health, tourism. So there's a plethora of opportunities that can be opened up as a result of having that infrastructure in place and making it easier for people to get in and out of the destination. So in summary together, I think we all have the key in this room to unlock Dominica's growth. And one of the things that I want to stress on, if you actually, I've stopped listening to local radio in Dominica. I listen to Trinidad instead, because when you listen to radio, you think it's civil war going on, right? One radio versus the other radio, right? And the amount of negativity that is spewed, right? How do we change? How does this chamber change the conversation? How do we introduce opportunities for growth?
The presentation was followed by a question and answer segment, allowing attendees to engage directly on the opportunities surrounding the airport development project. The closed session of the AGM later addressed statutory matters of the association, including reports, governance matters, membership concerns, and the election of board members. Also in local news this evening, Dominica State College hosted the University of the West Indies Five Islands Campus Open House 2026 on Tuesday, May 12. The event provided students with the opportunity to explore academic programs, student life, applications processes, and future educational pathways available through the UE Five Islands campus. Organizers thanked all participants and contributors who helped make the event a success while encouraging students to continue pursuing higher education opportunities. The Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company is at it again, with celebrating its 55th anniversary with a major dance and music production entitled Rhythms of Our Roots at St. Gerald's Hall on Saturday, May 30 at 8 p.m. and Sunday, May 31, 2026 at 6 p.m. The production will feature rhythmic and energetic performance from the dance company alongside musical performance by Janae Jackson, Abia Israel, Fire Lander, and Niall Grove, as well as drumming by the Pebush drummers. Patrons will be treated to a variety of dance styles including gospel, Afrobeats, bouyon, kadas, and salsa performed by the senior and junior sections of the company, along with past dancers of the group. The performances are choreographed mainly by artistic director Mr. Raymond Lawrence, alongside Jalen Olivache, Dorel Diolen, and other senior members of the company. Lawrence expressed gratitude to God for guiding the company through 55 years of cultural excellence and thanked past and present members for contributing to the group's success over the decades. Over the years, the Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company has received several major awards, including the Golden Drum Award in 2023 and the Edward Oliver Libla Trophy in 1984 and 1985. The company has also represented Dominica at festivals and cultural events across the Caribbean, including Trinidad, Barbados, Antigua, St. Lucia, Martinique, Guadeloupe, St. Thomas, St. Croix, and St. Martin. Tickets for Rhythms of Our Roots cost $40 EC for the Saturday show, while on Sunday, tickets are $40 EC for adults and $20 EC for children under 12. Tickets are available at Deepex and Bullseye Pharmacy and will also be on sale at the venue on both evenings. The company also expressed appreciation to sponsors, including the Dominica Lotteries Commission, OECS Pearl, ICWI, National Bank of Dominica, Republic Bank, and Aid Bank. EMS Limited, Dominica Freight Systems, and King Ocean have partnered to donate water, juice, and snacks in support of the Return of Happiness Psychosocial Recovery Program currently taking place in primary schools across the Kainago territory. The program, facilitated by trained individuals from the Kainago territory, is aimed at assisting students affected by the April 26 trough system. Through psychosocial support activities, the program seeks to help children cope with anxiety, restore joy, and rebuild confidence within their school and community environments. Organizers say the contributions from the corporate partners will support the smooth delivery of the program while providing comfort and encouragement to affected students during the recovery process. They added that the collaborative effort reflects a shared commitment to the well-being of children and communities as they continue the journey toward healing and resilience following the recent weather event. Dominica recorded an 83.3% pass rate in the April 2026 sitting of the regional examination for nurse registration, according to the General Nursing Council. A total of 12 students sat the examination, including 8 first-time candidates and 4 resit candidates. The General Nursing Council extended congratulations to all successful candidates, with special recognition given to Rachel Adekunle and Jamilia Jover of All Saints University, who topped the list. Congratulations were also extended to Dominica State College Faculty of Health Sciences and All Saints University, both of which achieved a 100% pass rate in the examination. Mr. Donaldson Frederick, Chief Technical Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, has become the first Dominican and Kainago person to complete the prestigious Kingfisher Executive Leadership Program in Singapore. The program prepares global leaders to manage complex strategic challenges and navigate modern governance and international industry shifts. Frederick's achievement is being recognized as a proud milestone for the Kainago people and the wider Commonwealth of Dominica, as it brings advanced leadership expertise that will contribute to the continued development of Dominica's tourism sector. The initiative was made possible through collaboration between the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica and the government of Singapore, reflecting a shared commitment to excellence in public service leadership. Also in local news this evening, the Discover Dominica Authority positioned Dominica as one of the Caribbean's fastest-growing tourism destinations during the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association Marketplace 2026 in Antigua, where the island participated as a gold sponsor. CEO and Director of Tourism, Marva Williams, highlighted Dominica's strong tourism growth, expanding air access and major infrastructure developments, including the international airport, geothermal plant, and the Dominica Cable Car project. Williams reported that total visitor arrivals increased by 15% in 2025, while stayover arrivals grew by 19%, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. Cruise tourism also recorded major growth, with over 409,000 cruise visitors welcomed between October 2025 and April 2026. She also promoted Dominica's Nature of Love campaign and invited travelers to experience the island's wellness, adventure, diving, culinary, and ecotourism offerings. During the presentation, Dominica was recognized as one of the region's strongest performing destinations and was also named by the National Geographic as one of the best places in the world to travel in 2026. On Monday, 18th of May 2026, will commemorate 30 years of diplomatic ties between the Republic of Cuba and Dominica. Here is Cuba's ambassador to Dominica, His Excellency Miguel Fraga.
So we are happy to celebrate next Monday, May 18, the 30th anniversary of the bilateral relation between Cuba and Dominica. Congratulations to the people of Cuba, congratulations to the people of Dominica for this beautiful history that we have in the last 30 years, and I'm sure that we can do more in the future.
Ambassador Fraga also spoke about all the areas of cooperation between the two countries.
So in the last 30 years, we have been able to see big achievement between Cuba and Dominica. And I will mention, the solidarity and the cooperation and the collaboration in areas like health, education, agriculture, and I would like to see more in the future, and I am sure that we can accomplish a lot.
And now on the local entertainment scene, the #1 Daybreak Fete is back this year from the 7th to the 10th of August 2026. Breakfast Fete, hosted by Booyah boss Asa Banton, has evolved over the years into a multi-day affair culminating in an island tour. Last evening, Asa Banton revealed the caller for this year's fete.
The official caller for Breakfast Fete 2026 is red. So watch that. Shin, Fashion Nova. What is it? Tell me the sites. Tell me the sites. Amazon, everything crashing right now. All right. Red is the caller for 2026 Breakfast Fete.
This year's Breakfast Fete celebrates its 10th year anniversary. And to conclude local news this evening, the Vosh Eye Care Program, an international voluntary organization dedicated to providing vision care and promoting quality eye health worldwide, continued its 31-year mission in Dominica through the Vosh, Michigan chapter, in collaboration with the Rotary Club of Dominica and the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services. The clinic, which ran from May 11 to May 14, 2026, offered free eye care services to communities across the island. Minister of Health, Mr. Kasani Laville, visited the clinic and spoke highly of the Vosh Eye Care Program, praising its long-standing commitment to providing free eye care services to Dominicans through the partnership between the Vosh Michigan chapter, the Rotary Club of Dominica, and the Ministry of Health.
Mr. Minister, can you tell us what you make of this visit of Vosh here today?
Well, we see Vosh as really development partners here in Dominica. They have been with us for almost 45 years, as a matter of fact. Dr. Dan and his dear wife have been leading this team and working very closely with Rotary Club. And what we have been doing here is providing eye care, eye checks, eye exams, and not only that, glasses for many of the people who are coming to us. In a matter of 3 days, today will actually be the 4th, we've been able to see near 1,000 people. And I'm speaking from Portsmouth Health District, St. Joseph, and the outskirts of Roseau yesterday, and today we're here. So we've seen quite a few people so far, and this has truly been a blessing to many people. It's progressive, whatever it is, or the special condition that the individual may face. And what you're finding is people are able to come through this Vosh clinic and walk away with eyewear, with glasses at no cost. And this is something that is really life-changing for many people who come here cannot afford to change their glasses, their eyewear every year. You know, that's the requirement, generally 1 year to 2 years. And you're seeing that Vosh is here with us every single year. And these are some of the people who require repeat examinations, and they're able to benefit from that tremendous blessing.
At the same event, Dominica PRO, Ayala George, presented a check of 3,000 EC dollars to the Vosh program as part of the company's corporate social responsibility efforts.
I am so happy to be here at the Goodwill Parish Hall today on the last day of the Rotary Vosh Eye Care Clinic. I think this is a wonderful initiative, and Dominica is very pleased to contribute to the success of this event. At Dominica, we've renewed our donation and sponsorship policy, and we want to focus on activities, on events that have a national impact. So this is something that I think is a really good initiative that I hope the persons who are maybe considering, you know, maybe thinking I maybe do have an eye problem, that they came today or the days before in the other locations to get their care. And hopefully we will be back to make another contribution when they do return. They've been coming for 30 years. It's our first time making this type of contribution. We made a contribution of $3,000 to them. And I hope that when they come back next year, or even in 2 years, because they've been here, they were here 2 years prior, that we can help them once again because of the national impact of the Rotary Vosh Eye Care Clinic. Thank you so much.
And that's all for local news this evening. Stay tuned for regional news coming up next.
Across our Caribbean, we're going digital, working smarter and living safer online.
In Dominica, we don't fall for fake prizes. We check before we click.
In Grenada, we verify before we share, keeping our hard-earned money safe from hackers.
In St. Lucia, we report cyberbullying, protecting our children and each other.
In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we report scams fast, protecting our neighbors and our communities.
Together, we're building a cyber-smart Caribbean, keeping our people and our data safe, standing up to scams and cybercrime. We stay connected, but always alert. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Digital Transformation Project. Stay smart, stay safe. Think Card TP. Visit cardtpconnect.org.
In regional news this evening, Caribbean Airlines has been named the official airline of the Guyana Festival as Guyana prepares to celebrate its Diamond Jubilee at 60th Independence Anniversary on May 26. The festival runs from May 15 to 17 as part of national celebrations highlighting Guyana's heritage and achievements. As the official airline partner, Caribbean Airlines will give away 6 airline tickets during the event, with 1 pair awarded nightly to lucky festival patrons. Acting CEO Vama Kilawan says the airline is proud to support the milestone celebration, while Susan Rodriguez praised the partnership for promoting regional connectivity and encouraging diaspora participation. The airline also says its special 60-pound checked baggage promotion for Guyana's independence celebrations remains available until September 29, 2026. The Organization of Eastern Caribbean States Commission, together with the World Bank and the European Union, has concluded a regional workshop focused on port reform, digitalization, and customs cooperation in the Eastern Caribbean. The three-day workshop, held at Bay Gardens Hotel, brought together regional officials and maritime stakeholders to strengthen transport and logistics systems. Mr. Sean Edwards stressed the need to modernize ports to address shipping and infrastructure challenges, while Darwin Telemark called for urgent regulatory reforms. Participants also highlighted the importance of digitalization, stronger customs cooperation, and policy reforms to improve regional connectivity and economic growth across the OECS and wider CARICOM region. And news from Antigua. Minister of Health, Wellness, Environment, and Civil Service Affairs, Mr. Michael Joseph, recently led a delegation to Barbuda to assess and strengthen healthcare services and public health infrastructure on the island. During the visit, the team toured the Hannah Thomas Hospital, the Barbuda Health and Wellness Center, and the Dental Department, where discussions were held with healthcare staff on current challenges and areas for improvement. Minister Joseph said a comprehensive 3-month health sector assessment will be conducted before implementation measures are introduced, noting that Barbuda remains a key part of the nation's long-term healthcare strategy. The delegation also discussed improving emergency response services, including provisions for an ambulance, and visited the Barbuda landfill site as part of the ministry's focus on environmental health and sanitation. And finally, in regional news, Caribbean Agricultural Research and Development Institute, CARDI, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands and Forestry, is continuing experimental trials of white potato varieties in Grenada, focusing on the Spunta and Desiree varieties. The trials were conducted in Grand Bras, Mirabeau, and Mardi Gras to evaluate crop productivity and quality under different growing conditions. CARDI also carried out additional testing on pre-soil treatments aimed at controlling soil-borne diseases, with officials reporting encouraging results at treated sites. The partnership plans to expand research and farmer engagement during 2026 and 2027, while exploring the commercial potential of local potato production as part of Grenada's food security efforts and the CARICOM 25 by 2025 +5 initiative. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international news coming up next. And now for international news. A growing population of more than 100 peacocks is causing problems in the Italian seaside town of Punta Marina, with residents divided over what to do about the birds. The peacocks have been damaging cars, blocking traffic, making loud mating calls, and creating a mess around the town. While some residents want the birds removed or relocated, others believe they should be protected and used to attract tourists. Officials are now planning a census to determine the size of the colony before deciding on measures to manage the peacock population. And to conclude international news this evening, Central Intelligence Agency Director Mr. John Ratcliffe visited Cuba for talks with Cuban officials as the country faces a worsening energy crisis caused by fuel shortages and ongoing U.S. sanctions. Discussions focused on security, intelligence cooperation, and economic stability, while Cuban officials maintained that Cuba poses no threat to U.S. national security. The visit came as the United States renewed a $100 million humanitarian aid offer to help ease oil shortages. Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel argued that conditions would improve faster if U.S. sanctions were lifted. Cuba continues to face widespread blackouts and fuel shortages, prompting protests and disruptions to public services. And that's all for international news this evening. Stay tuned for the sports segment coming up next.
New game in town. Get ready to match 5 and you can win 10K. Let's go. Play with just $2. Match 5 numbers from 1 to 29 to win. Draws every Wednesday and Saturday at 9 p.m. It's easy, fun, and local. Match 5, your local jackpot game. Dominica National Lottery.
Welcome to the sports segment. In local football news, the Dominica Football Association is being represented at the first CONCACAF Grassroots Conference currently taking place in St. Martin. Representing the DFA at the two-day conference are General Secretary Alvin Abraham, Technical Director Jerome Baduil, and Technical Officer for Grassroots Football, Malisha Matthew. The conference has brought together General Secretaries, Technical Directors, and Grassroots Coordinators from all CONCACAF member nations with the aim of developing a grassroots charter for the region. The opening ceremony on Tuesday also featured remarks from Philip Amogio, who addressed delegates attending the inaugural conference. The initiative forms part of CONCACAF's continued efforts to strengthen grassroots football development across its member associations. And now moving on to cricket. Cricket West Indies will host a 10-day high-performance ODI preparation camp in St. John's from May 21 to 31 ahead of the West Indies' upcoming one-day international series against Sri Lanka national cricket team in Jamaica. The camp, which will be held at Coolidge Cricket Ground, forms part of Cricket West Indies' strategy to improve performances in the 50-over format and strengthen the team ahead of the push for automatic qualifications to the 2027 ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. Training sessions will focus on technical development, tactical execution, match simulations, physical conditioning, and team cohesion. Mr. Darren Sami will lead the program alongside his support staff, while newly appointed fast bowling consultant Otis Gibson will officially begin his role during the camp. Director of Cricket Miles Bascombe described the initiative as an important investment in building consistency and strengthening the West Indies white ball system. The camp will feature several senior regional players, including Shea Hope, Roston Chase, Alzari Joseph, Brandon King, and Jaden Seals. Emerging under-19 talent Vitel Laws has also been included as part of Cricket West Indies' continued youth development efforts. Finally, in sports, the Dominica Cricket Association officially launched the NCCU Premier League 2026 during a press conference held Thursday afternoon at the Prevost Cinemall Conference Room. The launch brought together officials from the Dominica Cricket Association, representatives of the National Cooperative Credit Union, club representatives, members of the media, and other stakeholders ahead of the start of the 2026 cricket season. The Dominica Cricket Association says the NCCU Premier League 2026 is expected to deliver exciting matches and strong participation from clubs across the island. International player Mr. Alec Antanas and many more expressed gratitude to NCCU for its continued support of cricket.
good to have us around to make the cricket a bit more competitive, and it's also good to have sponsors. Sometimes it's good not to worry about where the ball is coming from or where the money for the umpires coming from, to be honest, you know. It is good to have everyone involved. And like I said before, I am one that never had sponsors before. And right now I have it. I could tell how much it helps. So it is good to have you guys on board, you know, to get us whatever we need so we could get the cricket where it's supposed to be. And I think it's good for the youngsters as well to mix with us and play with us and to get a feel of what the level of cricket up here is like. So once again, we want to thank you for joining with us so the cricket could be what it's supposed to be.
Meanwhile, Kimara Ito invited the public to come out and support cricket throughout the weekend matches.
Simon Kalinago Blasters and KFC Summits will be featured at the Grand Bay Geneva Playing Field, and the Najiko Northern Stars Sports Club and Grand Bay will be featured at the Gardens. So those of you who will be looking forward to some cricket action, this is the two that is starting off, bowling off this weekend, so be sure to find yourself either at Grand Bay or Botanic Gardens. The EmoNews fans looking forward to it. Maybe Emo herself can maybe, you know, halftime do a little bowling for us. You never know what will happen. With NCCU, we can do everything, right? Mrs. Piper? We can do everything. All right. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today. Our players, the National Cooperative Credit Union for coming forward for this sponsorship, this partnership. I wouldn't call it a sponsorship, but more of a partnership. Mr. Tate echoed the call for the senior team. That is something you can maybe consider for future, with the guys getting ready for senior tournament pretty soon. We want to thank the media for being here, the staff of the National Cooperative Credit Union, as well as staff from, well, board members who are here today for this launch. So it starts up this weekend. Make sure you are either Grand Bay or at the Botanic Gardens for some cricket action. We want to thank you once again.
And that's all for the sports segment this evening. Stay tuned for the weather report coming up next. And this concludes tonight's news broadcast for the 15th of May, 2026. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and on behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you for viewing. This is Emo Nightly News, every moment online. Have a good weekend.